Welcome back. Many school districts around the state are in dire need of teachers, including 2 here on the Suncoast. Students will start classes later this month in both Sarasota and Manatee counties, and now the race is on to try to fill those positions. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with what these districts plan to do. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, administration points out that there are several factors that contribute to the lack of teachers. But now the key is to find the right person standing in front of students on day one.
We've talked about this a bit.
A statewide teacher shortage has made its way on the Suncoast, leaving districts scrambling to fill positions, particularly in math and science.
We generally carry 1,000 subs every year to help fill those classroom vacancies. It's a very important job because they're actually taking the place of the teacher. Some are taking that place for the entire school year.
Sarasota Schools Human Resource Director Roy Sprinkle says the district has hired well over 300 employees over the summer, and they plan to continue to hire teachers well into the school year.
We try to get them up to par very quickly. We pay a mentor to work with each one of these individuals for the year, someone who's a master teacher in their area, to make sure they don't fail and they're up to speed almost immediately.
Within the Sarasota School District, there are 110 vacancies, with 70 of those being instructional positions. In Manatee, there are 87 vacancies, with 43 instructional positions. Manatee District's Director of Personnel, Wendy Mangillo, says the drop retirement program is largely responsible for the teacher drought.
There is not as many people going into the field of education anymore. High stakes, be in an environment where there's a lot of high stakes testing and a lot of pressure.
To fill the need, at times, the Manatee District will hire staff to teach outside of their certification.
They have the qualifications, or they have the drive to teach a certain subject area, so we will hire them as they are working on getting certification in the required subject area.
A practice also done by the district directly south, which happens to be the largest employer in Sarasota County. Sprinkle saying referendum dollars and high academic standards will eventually help bring in teachers they need.
We're well supported by the community, and those things have helped us be kind of the crown jewel, that along with our testing scores being at the very, very top every single year.
And both districts say they feel optimistic about filling these vacancies due to their aggressive recruiting process. Back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. And summer break is coming to a close, unfortunately. Students in Manatee County will go back to school Wednesday, August 10th. That's 1 week from today. In Sarasota County, the first day of school, Monday, August 22nd. ABC 7 wants to help make sure families are ready for back to school. So be sure to catch our newscast all next week for back to school stories on everything from vaccines to bus schedules and district-wide changes. Manatee County Commissioners put aside $1.2 million this week to help fill positions at the Sheriff's Office and in Public Safety. But there continues to be staffing shortfalls throughout the county. Public Safety still has nearly a dozen unfilled positions, and the Public Works Department has nearly 30 staff vacancies. The problem is not a lack of qualified applicants. The money simply isn't available to pay for those new hires. One advisory committee says there's a tug of war between demand for services and maintaining the county's budget.
It became increasingly clear to all of us on the committee that Manatee County was having to set aside very important basic spending to keep the budget balanced.
Tonight, ABC 7 News at 7 will speak with the department heads to find out what's being done to meet the needs of the community and fill those open positions. A theater group in Sarasota is taking some steps towards a major renovation project. Today, the West Coast Black Theater Troupe presented its preliminary plans to redevelop the theater to Sarasota city officials. The troupe wants to renovate the theater on Orange Avenue, expand its capacity to 200 seats, also fix up the restrooms, the lobby, and the box office. Also part of the project, the troupe also wants to add a courtyard to connect the theater to its education and outreach building.
We're just excited about the future for West Coast Black Theater Troupe and trying to improve the property and bring some exciting programming for the city on site there.
The renovation project is still in the planning phase, but the theater group hopes to start construction early next year. Some scattered storms around the area right now. Let's get the latest on that and more with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
That's right, Scott. Some very heavy rain falling right now in Sarasota County and down to our south into South Florida. Some big storms near Lake Okeechobee. But for us, we had some rain around Northport, spread it off to Venice earlier. That since moved on. And then now the heaviest rain by far along I-75 up to Lakewood Ranch, stretching over to Palm Air. And that does include University Parkway, as well as all the way down south into Heritage Oaks, Laurel Oak, as well as into Gator Creek. Some very heavy rainfall there. And you can see this is Clark Road right there. Some rainfall rates up to 1.5 to 2 inches. Proctor Road getting inundated with some heavy rainfall up to Lake Sarasota. There's some lightning strikes occurring just south of University near Lakewood Ranch, east of I-75, and then one bolt from the blue there occurring right there along University, west of I-75. Elsewhere, scattered about inland areas all the way to Wauchula and places to the east, but not a lot of concentrated widespread rainfall at this point. We'll keep an eye on this. It's getting closer to downtown Sarasota, but it's moving basically to the south. Currently at the airport, we had some thunder there, and now 90 degrees, and the heat index at 99. The dew point pretty high at 74, makes it feel much warmer out there. Well, much more in the forecast that you know about Hurricane Earl, the second hurricane of the season, coming up in just a few minutes. Scott, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. An officer with the Metro Transit Police in Washington, D.C. is making history, but not for anything positive. 36-year-old Nicholas Young arrested in an FBI sting for attempting to support the Islamic State group. He is the first law enforcement officer in the U.S. to be charged with a terror-related crime. According to an affidavit, Young was caught buying nearly $250 worth of gift cards for the Islamic State group. He actually gave the gift cards to an undercover FBI source. Young has been under surveillance since 2010. He traveled to Libya twice in 2011, where he said he joined rebel forces. Ironically, authorities say Young did not pose any threat to the metro system. A former Ku Klux Klansman convicted in a deadly church bombing more than 50 years ago will not be released from prison anytime soon. The Alabama Board of Pardons and Paroles denying parole for 86-year-old Birmingham church bomber Thomas Blanton. He's one of 3 men convicted in the 1963 bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church, where 4 little girls were killed. Blanton was convicted 15 years ago and is serving a life sentence. The parole board also voting today to not allow Blanton another chance for parole for another 5 years. Blanton is the only bomber still alive. The 2 other men died in prison. President Obama setting a record today for commutations. The president shortened the terms of 214 federal inmates, including 67 who were serving life sentences. This is the largest batch of commutations on a single day in more than a century. Almost all the prisoners were serving time for nonviolent drug offenses and were imprisoned under overly harsh sentencing laws. Overall, the president has shortened 562 sentences. The White House says President Obama will continue granting clemency to more inmates during the final months of his presidency. And now to the presidential race. Just 13 days after Donald Trump accepted the Republican nomination for president, the GOP establishment is getting increasingly worried about his campaign. The head of the RNC, Reince Priebus, has called Trump personally to express frustration with his campaign after a series of controversial remarks and tone-deaf comments. Trump has continued a feud with the Muslim parents of a fallen soldier. He made comments about sexual harassment victims just getting other jobs, and even kicked a crying baby out of a rally.
I think that's what most frustrates Republicans in this. They think this is the perfect time to capture the White House, and they have somebody that keeps committing pilot error in the course of this, day in and day out.
Some high-profile Republicans are defecting to the Hillary Clinton camp. New York's Richard Hanna is the first Republican congressman to endorse Clinton, and a major GOP fundraiser, Meg Whitman, is also backing the Democrat. Trump's campaign manager, however, denies the campaign is in trouble. Paul Manafort told Fox News the candidate is in control and is, quote, very prepared for the fight. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we could soon see new restaurants at the Southgate Mall in Sarasota. And an effort to contain the Zika outbreak in South Florida is put on hold. What other methods officials are using to control the virus?
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called 3-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dotoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
A trial vaccine for Zika is now being tested here in the United States as health officials ramp up their efforts to stop the spread of the virus. The number of locally infected cases in South Florida now stands at 15, and authorities say Puerto Rico is in the midst of a Zika epidemic. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest now from Miami.
Miami on a mission, spraying, misting, and pumping to stop Zika in its tracks.
It's serious enough that it's getting all this attention.
Bug repellents even being handed out on the streets and at clinics. The virus linked to severe birth defects prompted the CDC to warn pregnant women to stay away.
I'm just going to stay home and have the AC on blast and try not to even go outside.
Unsettling for this expectant mother and alarming for this mother of 3 just landing in Miami.
We're going to be doing a lot of bug repellent, and that's the best that we can do right now.
Puerto Rico already fighting an uphill battle against Zika, with more than 5,500 people diagnosed with the virus so far. Of those, nearly 700 are pregnant women.
There is no medical community in the world prepared for that. Not even here, not even anywhere else.
And according to medical experts, it's only a matter of time the situation there impacts stateside.
With all the travel to Puerto Rico and other places where there's a lot of Zika, we're going to see more outbreaks like Miami. It's only a matter of time.
And so what can you do to protect yourself? We are told it really is as simple as using one of these bug repellents to keep those mosquitoes at bay. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Miami.
Also, beware of scammers. Officials say scammers and bug spray companies are capitalizing on fear of Zika virus to hawk products that claim to prevent Zika infections wherever there are mosquitoes. With the latest now on the weather outside, some rain, heavy rain falling in parts of the area.
Yes, get a look at this too. This is the Punta Gorda webcam at 3 o'clock this afternoon. You'll see these showers kind of moving off basically to the north, and then later on they start moving back toward the south. And that's a result of just a different interaction with some of the outflow boundaries from the storms that are around. And they're going to be moving in all different kinds of directions as a result of high pressure, which is now getting bumped down a little bit further to the south, which kind of changes the timing of the storms, too. We'll see a little bit more of a west to southwesterly component during the morning hours, which will allow for some showers and storms to develop near the coast, say around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then even after sunrise, moving back toward the east. Right now, they're drifting off to the west and to the south, basically across our region. Now starting to spread a little bit closer to the coast and near downtown Sarasota. They had been over Lakewood Ranch, starting to taper off there, but still near Palmair, and stretching southward now to Proctor Road, Lake Sarasota, getting some now as well near Bent Tree, spreading off toward Laurel Oak. Some moderate to heavy rain falling and occasional lightning strikes, more so to the north near Richardson Road, and this is Fruitville and I-75. Some pretty heavy rain right there near, again, pushing to the south, and then scattered activity into inland areas of Manatee County. Not much at Anna Maria, Palmetto, Bradenton, looking pretty good right now. As far as the temperatures go up and down the coast, it feels like temperatures into the mid-90s to upper 90s. At the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, the warmest feels like temperature at 99 degrees. The high today, 91, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see temperatures closer to the average over the upcoming days, at least. I don't think we'll see any record highs as a result of that west to southwesterly component coming back into play. And the actual low this morning was right at the average, 75 and 65, the record set back in 1976. No rainfall officially at the airport. They have been hearing some thunder there. And as far as the hourly forecast goes tomorrow, you'll see even in the morning there's a chance for showers and storms near the coast. In fact, at any time during the day. Now, it's not going to be a total washout, but there'll be more storms around, and that activity will produce some lightning strikes even during the morning hours, which is a little unusual, so keep that in mind if you're going to be outdoors. What we do have is this high pressure ridge, which is going to be slipping down a little bit further off to the south, and that will allow us to see that onshore flow around the circulation of that high pressure ridge. It's also responsible for keeping Earl well away from Florida. A large area of high pressure over the northern Gulf of Mexico will continue to push Earl toward Belize and into Central America over the next couple of days at least. But I mentioned those morning storms will be around, a few here and there, and then pushing onshore in the late afternoon and evening, and then again even a few showers even near the coast in the afternoon and evening. So we'll see this, I think, similar conditions played out on Friday and into Saturday, with a good deal of some heavy rainfall at this point with some of these storms. That'll be the biggest concern. Speaking of heavy rain, they could get up to 12 inches of rain as this system moves onshore in the early morning hours of Thursday, with winds up to possibly 80 miles an hour sustained. Right now the winds are at 75, making it a Category 1 hurricane. The pressure at 988 millibars. There are hurricane warnings up. I mentioned that landfall and then eventually moving across the Yucatan, where it will be downgraded to a tropical storm as early as Friday. Well, here's the forecast for boaters. For us, winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10 knots tomorrow, and seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature still a very warm 91 degrees, and beaches will see a high near 89. Tides upcoming, low tide at 9:03, and a high tide will be at 2:52 in the morning. Overnight storms, a good possibility. We'll have these evening storms dancing about the skies for at least the next couple of hours. And then redevelopment, as I mentioned, during the morning hours, and a good chance for storms at any time during the day tomorrow. High near 90, which is right at the average. And the extended forecast calling for similar conditions on Friday and Saturday, and then back to maybe afternoon and evening storms by Sunday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, we have reports of a crash in Manatee County. It's on US 301, heading east right near I-75 there in Palmetto, Ellington area. May be affecting a little bit of traffic in that area. Up to 6 new restaurants may be opening up. It's Westfield Southgate Mall in Sarasota. Mall management telling us construction is underway now for a Connor's Steak and Seafood and Bravo Cucina Italiana restaurant. They are being built at the northwest corner of the complex. Fences and cones are set up, blocking off that area, which used to be a parking area. The mall is also in talks with several other restaurant groups, but those contracts have not yet been finalized. Some shoppers we talked to say they're excited about the additions.
Even though they are restaurants that they're going to come to eat, they're going to be able to see all of the stores and maybe like stop in. So it's going to bring a lot of revenue to this area of Sarasota.
I will probably frequent them because my wife makes me go to Chico's and wait, and I'll have to have something to eat in order to do that.
The mall has been undergoing renovations for months. A Cinnabistro opened back in February, but several storefronts are still vacant. It's all biscuits and gravy now in the Bradenton Financial Center building. Sage's Biscuit is set to open a second location in the space formerly filled by Soma. The cafe will serve breakfast and lunch similar to its current location on Cortez Road. The owners hope to open the cafe sometime in October. And entertainment news is next.
When the Suncoast matters most, no one covers it like ABC7.
There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit. I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
ABC7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $18,599. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Welcome back, two of my favorite guests, Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family-owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota Bradenton Airport on US 41.
The parents of Star Trek actor Anton Yelchin are now suing Fiat Chrysler. Yelchin's parents are filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Fiat Chrysler, claiming a flaw in the 2015 Jeep Cherokee caused it to roll backwards and kill their son. Just 6 weeks ago, the 27-year-old was crushed against a gate in his driveway when his Jeep rolled backwards, trapping him. Then in May, Fiat Chrysler sent a letter to Jeep owners warning them their vehicle could roll away if the parking brake is not engaged and the vehicle is not in park before they get out of the vehicle. Fiat also sent a letter announcing a fix and recalling more than 1 million vehicles. If Donald Trump loses his bid for president, he cannot fall back on his former Celebrity Apprentice gig. The entertainment chairman for NBC telling reporters that as long as he's in charge, Trump will never be back on that show. When asked if Trump would ever be back on NBC on another entertainment show, he did not take the option off the table, though. Trump hosted more than 180 episodes of The Apprentice and Celebrity Apprentice from 2004 to 2015. Not even Hamilton can keep up with these numbers. The script to London stage productions Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Parts 1 and 2 sold more than 2 million print copies in North America in its first 2 days of publication. I have one of those. That's according to Scholastic. The sales are well below the 8.3 million copies sold for the first day for J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The finale for her fantasy series is still among the fastest-selling works in history. Leonardo DiCaprio pulls off a prank on Jonah Hill. The video posted online shows DiCaprio running up the hill on a New York street, pretending to be a fan. He then acts like he's taking pictures with his phone. Hill is startled at first and then realizes it's Leo and the two hug. DiCaprio and Hill co-starred in The Wolf of Wall Street, and both were nominated for Oscars for their roles. They also appeared together on Saturday Night Live in 2014 and reenacted a famous scene from Titanic. And attention all Elvis fans, a show all about the King of Rock and Roll is coming back to the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. Elvis Lives is a live musical journey across the singer's life. Elvis tribute artists will be joined on stage by a live band, backup singers, and dancers. Fans will also get a chance to see iconic pictures made available from the Graceland archives. You can catch the concert experience on Tuesday, January 17th at the Van Wezel, and tickets will go on sale this Friday. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits. Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.